This class focus on how can we design a FIR filter. What is filter? A frequency selective system is known as a filter. Based on the frequency selection, the filters are classified into several types. First one is high pass filter, then low pass filter, band pass filter, and band stop filter. Here, high pass filter allow high frequency only, and low pass filter allow low frequency only. The band pass filter allow designed band of frequencies only. The band stop filter rejects some band of frequencies. We know that the signals are classified into digital and analog. Based on this classification, the signal filters are also classified into analog and digital filters. Today's world are embedded with digital technologies. So, understanding about digital filters are an important task for the technologist in the electronics field. Based on the impulse response, the digital filters are classified into two. First one is FIR. Its response possesses finite duration of impulses. Second one is infinite impulse response system. Its responses possesses infinite duration of impulse. There are so many designing process for designing a digital filter, but entire designing process are based on two technologies. One is known as recursive and other one is known as non-recursive. A recursive system is defined that the current output depends on the previous output and inputs. From this definition, it is clear that it reuses one or more of its output as an input. For using an output as an input, it requires a feedback system. So, a recursive system consists always a feedback. In non-recursive system, the current output does not depend on previous output. So, the system does not need any type of feedback. During the designing process of digital filters, the FIR filter designing based on non-recursive structure. That means the system does not contain any feedback. Whereas the IIR filters are based on recursive structure. That means the system must contain a feedback. Now we explained the linear phase characteristics of an FIR filter. Before going to design an FIR filter, we must understood the characteristics of that particular filter. That is very much important because the distortion of that particular filter depends upon some characteristics. So we must sure that the linear phase it possesses linear phase and it should have constant delay, and the system impulse response should be symmetric around its center. So we must sure about these three things. First one is the phase should be linear. Second one is delay must be constant, and impulse response should be symmetrical around its center. In order to analyze the characteristics of linear phase FIR filter, here I take an example of a causal system. This is the impulse response of a causal system. H of z is equal to sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1, h of n z raised to minus n. That is equation number 1. This system is called causal because its output depends on past and present inputs. Actually, this h of n is the impulse response. We need to analyze the frequency response. In order to calculate the frequency response from h of n, we take the Fourier transform of impulse response h of n. That is equation number 2. H omega is equal to sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n e raised to minus j omega n. That is equation number 2. And this h omega is periodic with a period 2 pi. That is h omega is equal to h of omega plus 2k pi, where k is equal to 0, 1, 2, etc. In that equation, omega is complex. It should have magnitude only and there is no direction. Since omega is complex, it can be expressed as h omega is equal to plus or minus modulus h omega is equal to h omega into e raised to minus j theta omega. That is equation number 3, where the modulus plus or minus h omega is the magnitude response and theta omega is the phase response. Now, we must analyze the phase velocity or phase delay of FIR system. Actually, phase delay is the time taken to changes the phase. Here, tau p is expressed as, tau p is the phase delay. It is expressed as minus theta omega by omega. That is equation number 4. That equation number 4 explains that the degree of angular movement with respect to angular frequency is known as phase delay. Let us take group delay tau g is equal to minus dou theta omega divided by dou omega. That is equation number 5. For FIR filter with linear phase, we can define theta omega is equal to minus alpha omega within the limit minus pi less than or equal to omega less than or equal to pi. That is equation number 6. And this alpha is known as a constant phase delay in samples. That is delay constant. Substitute this value, that is equation number 6 in equation number 5. We got the group delay is equal to minus dou minus alpha omega divided by dou omega, that is alpha. That is equation number 7. Substitute equation 6 in equation 4 also. The phase delay is equal to minus theta omega divided by omega, that is equal to minus of minus alpha omega divided by omega, that is equal to alpha. That is equation number 8. Comparing equation 7, 8, 4 and 5, we understand that the phase delay tau p is equal to the group delay tau g is equal to the delay constant alpha, which means alpha is independent of frequency. From equation 2 and 3, we got sigma n is equal to n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n e raised to minus j omega n is equal to plus or minus modulus h omega e raised to j theta omega. The equation 1 is this one, and equation 2, from equation 2 is this one, and equation 3 is this one. Comparing this equation 2 and 3, we got this equation 4. Now, we know that e raised to j theta is equal to cos theta minus j sin theta. Substitute this value in equation 9, we got sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n into cos theta minus j sin theta is equal to plus or minus modulus h omega into cos theta omega plus j sin theta omega. That is equation number 10. As per trigonometry, the term cos theta means that it is the calculation of percentages of changes of something in horizontal direction. That is, percentages of changes of something in horizontal direction is known as cos theta. And sin theta is the calculation of percentages of changes of something in vertical direction. That is, the percentages of changes of something in vertical direction is known as sin theta. Now, the cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse and sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Here, signals are changed in both vertical and horizontal direction. That's why we have two components, sin theta and cos theta. After solving equation 10, we got two equations. We can split equation 10 into two. That is, one contain cosine term and another contain sine term. Let us see how it is. Sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1. H of n cos omega n is equal to plus or minus modulus h omega cos theta omega. That is equation number 11. Sigma n varies from n varies from 0 to n minus 1. H of n sin omega n is equal to plus or minus modulus h omega sin theta omega. That is equation number 12. Here equation 11 is horizontal component, that is a frequency component, and equation 12 is vertical component, that is the magnitude. In order to find the phase change or phase response, we must calculate the tangential value, that is tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. Here tan theta is equal to tan theta omega is equal to the tangential component or the phase constant. So we know that the tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. Equation 11 represents cosine term and equation 12 represents sine term. So in order to find out the value of tan theta omega, divide equation 12 by equation 11. That is, now we got tan theta omega is equal to sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n sin omega n divided by sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n cos omega n. That is equal to sin theta omega divided by cos theta omega. That is equation number 13. From earlier, we know that theta omega is equal to minus alpha omega. Substitute this equation in 13. Here, sin theta omega and cos theta omega are modulus values. So ignore the sign. In equation 11, the cos theta and sin theta values are modulus values. So we can avoid the sign. Now equation 13 become sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n sin omega n divided by sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n cos omega n is equal to sin alpha omega divided by cos alpha omega. That is equation number 14. Cross multiplying the left hand side to our right hand side, we got sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n sin omega n cos alpha omega is equal to sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n cos omega n sin alpha omega. That is equation number 15. Equation 15 can be rewritten as sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n into sin omega n cos alpha omega minus cos omega n sin alpha omega is equal to 0. That is equation number 16. Here we shift the right hand side to left hand side. We got the equation number 16. This equation is in the form sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. That is half sin A plus B. Now the equation 16 become sigma n varies from 0 to n minus 1 h of n into sin alpha minus n of omega is equal to 0. That is equation number 17. This equation will be, or this condition will be 0 when h of n is equal to sigma n minus small n and alpha is equal to n minus 1 by 2 for 0 less than or equal to n less than or equal to capital N minus 1. This shows that FIR filter will have a constant phase and group delay when the impulse response is symmetrical about alpha is equal to n minus 1 by 2. The impulse response satisfying the symmetry condition when h of n is equal to h of n minus 1 minus n for odd and even values of n. Now, for n is equal to 9, for example, n is equal to 9, the small n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Alpha is equal to capital N minus 1 by 2, that is 9 minus 1 by 2. The answer is 4, that is the center of symmetry of the sequence occurs at fourth sample. Here, from this graph, we can see the impulse response sequence when n is odd symmetry. Here, this is the fourth sequence. When n is equal to 9, n minus 1 by 2 is equal to 4. The center of symmetry is 4. Here, these two samples are equal. This one are equal. This one are equal. And these are equal. That is, the impulse responses are symmetric around its center when capital N is equal to odd. Now, if n is equal to 8, alpha is equal to n minus 1 by 2. That is 8 minus 1 by 2, that is 3.5. Here the center of symmetry occurs between middle of third and fourth sample. Because the answer is 3 by 3.5. So the center of symmetry lies between third and fourth samples. Let us see how. This is the impulse response of the system when n is equal to even symmetry. Here, this one is the third sample and this one is the fourth sample. The answer value is 3.5. So the center of symmetry lies between these two samples. So from this analysis, we got the phase delay tau P, group delay tau G, and delay constant alpha are equal and constant, and they are independent of frequency. Also, from these two graphs, it is clear that the impulse responses are symmetric around its center.